At some point, every D&D player has dumped their dice into a shoebox, a Crown Royal bag. Well, this isn't quite a Crown Royal bag. It's that cool velvety type dice bag, or that one drawer in the kitchen that holds everything. But today we're building something worthy of Middle Earth, a bag and dice tower. You drop a dice down the chimney and it rolls right out the iconic front door. It rolled a 20, it rolled a 20. Let me bring it to you. I don't want it to move. I don't want it to move. I don't want it to move. Let's see. Okay. Can I show you guys without it moving? Hold on, let me tilt the camera down. Let me tilt the camera down. Look at that, 20. This may be my new lucky dice tower. I'm Ryan Luca, and this is Make or Build It, and I just rolled nat 20 on my brand new Hobbit-inspired dice tower. This, I'm really happy, just saying right now. But there is a twist. This doesn't just work as a dice tower. Actually, I designed two front doors that are removable, and the other one doubles as a dice storage container. And inside, you could have an entire dice vault. Now, today, I'm going to show you how to design these two different types of doors with different types of hinges for your dice tower or any other project you're 3D modeling a door for. One is a more traditional pin style, and the other one is a more traditional hinge. Same tower, two hinge styles, different engineering approaches. So if you ever wanted your dice tower to store your dice, or you needed to build hinges for any of your 3D models that you're going to print, now might be a great time to subscribe. Now let's get these built. I'm going to show you how to do it in Nomad Sculpt. But before we do that, if you're interested in this model, I will link it in the description below. Also, I will link other videos about other 3D hinges that you could use in a project like this. We have ones that snap in. We have a traditional hinge that prints in place. I'm going to link all those videos below in case you're interested in those also. Okay, now let's jump into Nomad Sculpt. So let's open up Nomad Sculpt. I already have my door designed as well as bag in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my door in front of where it's going to go over the hole that the dice come out of. Now, the first one we're going to make is the simple pin model of the door hinge. Now they both rely on the same thing. We're going to add a cylinder right next to the door. And we're going to size that cylinder so we can make it our hinge. Once that cylinder is located where we want it, we're going to hit the hole icon, and it's going to make holes in the top and bottom of the cylinder. Once we have the holes in the cylinder, we're going to create another cylinder, and we're going to shape this to literally fit inside the first cylinder with a little bit of tolerance around it. Now, you don't want it to be too loose, and you don't want it to be overly snug. Once we get that cylinder in place, we're just going to create a box, and we're going to attach the box from the cylinder to the door. Now, once that's done, we're going to take all three pieces, and we're going to do a voxel remesh and make them one piece. And that's our first door. It's going to slide right into that hollow hinge opening. Now, for the second type of hinge, we're going to start with the same premise, but we're going to not have everything voxel remeshed together. So we're going to have our original items. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to add a bottom box. We're just going to duplicate the first box, and we're just going to bring it down to the bottom of the pin that we added in. And then once that's there, we're going to duplicate the pin, and we're going to make it invisible and do a voxel remesh with the pin invisible. That will make a hole where the pin's going to go. Then all we need to do is basically add a top to our pin. Once we have a top to our pin, that's going to hold it in place, and that's going to let us slide our pin in. The one thing, though, we need to do with the pin is we do need to make it slightly narrower than the original pin we cut the hole with in order to have flexibility. And then once again, we're able to just slide all the pin together. Now let's look at it after it's been printed. So we have our two hinge doors. Our first is the simple pin one. And as you can see, it just slides right into that hinge we made, and we can close the door. Now, our second one is the one with the two pieces on the top and bottom. Now, with this one, we just need to line it up, and we could slide our pin directly in. And once our pin's in, same thing, we have our hinge door. And one of the things I realized is the door that has the pin going through it. I made a mistake. That circle should have been all inside the box itself. So I probably should have made this box a little bit bigger. I am going to redo it with it being a little tighter. But as you can see, the pin slides right in. And that's it. Two different hinge styles, same cozy hobbit hole, two different engineering philosophies. The pin hinge works really great if you just want it to pop open, whereas your more traditional pin hinge actually holds it a little tighter so you could store your dice. You know, I may even add a little piece on here where it clips in so it stays much tighter in the future. So if you download this 3D model from my site, you'll actually get messages when the model's updated. So here's the real question. Are you going to use something like this as a dice tower, or are you going to use it as a dice tower and a dice vault that's going to store so many dice it's going to make a dragon nervous? So like I said earlier, I will link the files in the description below, as well as links to the other videos with different type of hinges. For more on 3D printing, DIY, and maker projects, make sure you like and follow Maker Build It, and remember, keep on making. Oh, and remember, a good dice tower rolls them, a great dice tower hides treasures.